What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be doing a ranking and review of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Vintage Wave. So I know I haven't been present on my channel in the last 2 months or so, or however long it's been. I've been in the process of moving, but now that I'm back, I'm ready to do some reviews. I'm in my new house now. Unfortunately, I don't have my kind of setup yet, so I'll only be able to do some obscure reviews, and I thought what better way to start this channel off than doing a wave review. This is going to be a faster video as it's more of a recap on what I thought about the review of the wave. I've had this wave for about 3 days, and yeah, I think we should just go right into the video. Okay, so first things first, let's just take a look at the actual boxing of the figure. So I do have a second one. I don't normally like to do this with figures that just came out. I want to give everybody a chance to have it, but my brother and I watched this show growing up, what the packaging was based on, the 1996 Spider-Man television show. So I had to get him one. He's really excited that I grabbed him one too. He's not going to be opening his, but when I see him again, I will hand it to him. But yeah, so this is kind of the boxing. I thought this was probably the most eye-catching boxing. It's almost the exact same packaging as the 1996 figures. It's very similar, and that's kind of where the wave inspiration came from. And I'm super excited to have these figures. And how I got the figures was about 5 days ago, I went into an EB Games, unrelated, and I picked up these 2 Spider-Man figures. That's all they had. But then 2 days before that, I had went into a Walmart and saw that they had a vintage rack for all the figures. And I said, when is this coming in? They gave me a date. So I waited a week or so, or however long it may have been. And on August 24th, I went, all right, well, they're gonna definitely have the figures in now, and they did. That was the date they gave me, but they only actually had one copy of every figure except for the Spider-Mans, which was weird because there was 2 Spider-Mans. So it was like I got a full box. But anyways, on to the action figure reviews. So after having this figure for about 3 days, or however long it's been, it's probably actually for this one have been around 5 days, I can say that this is probably my favorite Spider-Man Marvel Legend they've ever released. I love the mold. Noticeably, I love the kind of like classic paint, just the true red and blue. I'll be doing faster reviews for these figures as it's a whole wave review. I'm more excited to rank them. But yeah, it's a really sweet and solid figure. Very articulate. The most articulate Spider-Man Marvel Legend we've got. I think it has a lot of parts from the very articulate spider octopus we got a while back. But anyways, let's take a look at the head sculpt. So the heads look very good on these figures. This is the more of a squinting eyes, and probably my favorite head that comes with this. So that's the only head sculpt you get with the Marvel Legends Spider-Man. You get 2 sets of swappable hands. You get the thwipping hands, which I have one equipped there, and you get a pair of fisted hands, which also look good. And if you want to switch around the accessories, you can. I had no problem putting on the Pizza Spider-Man hand, or I believe that was from the MJ Spider-Man 2-pack, Toys R Us exclusive. But just for, I just wanted to put that on for reference that, yeah, there is absolutely no problem with putting those accessories on. Here's my favorite head swap. It's the Battle Damage Peter Parker from the Kraven the Hunter pack, and it looks fantastic. Now, you need to know with these head sculpt, with this body, they didn't do a ball joint. I can't remember what it's called, but when you lift his head, it's normal to see a lot of gappage. It's for more articulation, but I found that it actually doesn't really give us a lot more looking up than the, maybe even less than the Pizza Spider-Man mold. But nonetheless, very awesome action figure, and I really love that you can pretty much use any head sculpt you want. This Peter Parker head sculpt looks especially good. Let's get on to the next Peter Parker. My favorite head sculpt from the entire wave, the half Spider-Man, half Peter Parker head sculpt. Any Peter head sculpt can work on this figure. The 2 newer ones from the Peter Parker figure work the best, obviously. They just are built more for him. But yeah, it looks really awesome, and I don't know, I'm so excited to get some sweet poses with these new head sculpts. Overall, I absolutely love this new Marvel Legends figure. It is debatably the best Spider-Man figure we've ever gotten. I'm super excited to add it to my collection, and I guess we'll just have to see where it's ranked at the end. Now, let's get on to the next figure, Peter Parker. They announced this amazing wave. I was probably most excited for a Peter Parker action figure. Those don't come out too often, and using the 1996 look with the 1966 inspired head sculpt was pretty exciting for me. And I don't know, this figure's just a knock out of the park. So you get these first head sculpt, which is, it's very similar to the regular head sculpt, but it's a little, more combed and classic looking. I don't believe it's the same, but you can pull up his glasses and see there's a little bit of like a paint smeck there. I don't know what the heck that is, but it doesn't look, but it looks pretty sharp. It looks really nice to that first appearance Spider-Man look. I'm really excited to have it. And the figure itself is extremely articulate, which was definitely important for a Peter Parker figure for me. And it just really captures Peter's very modest appearance. And I don't know, I was just really excited to see it. So the colors, I think the colors are pretty, so you got that like nice light blue shirt, the kind of dark blue jeans, and the brown coat. All works very well. The accessory that you get with the figure is a camera, an old style DSLR, which is pretty awesome. It could be, and then you get an alternate head sculpt. You get, which I've already showed you, the half Spider-Man, kind of like the responsibility head sculpt or the Spider Sense head sculpt, whichever one you want to call it. But super happy with this figure. I mean, if you want an articulate Peter Parker that can pretty much go into any part of your collection except for maybe MCU collection, just to kind of like pose as a Peter Parker, I mean, you're getting what you want. It'd be very cool in a Wave 2 scenario if we could get a Ben Reilly kind of version of this, even if it's just a repaint. Actually, no, make it more than a repaint. Give us different clothes. But yeah, I really love this action figure, and I really hope that they do a Wave 2 vintage set. Obviously, the first figure should be that body mold with the black suited Spider-Man. But anyways, let's jump into the next figure. Here we have the Devil of Hell's Kitchen Marvel Legend, otherwise known as Daredevil or Matt Murdock. And I gotta say, this figure looks really good in person. Although, granted, it's not my favorite figure just because it's pretty, I think it's a reused body mold. It looks awesome, and it really pops as a Daredevil figure. I don't have an armored Daredevil figure. I don't think anybody does. It's just a nice switch to the normal, because I don't believe that the 90s show had a Daredevil looking like this. However, I don't know, this just looks super sweet. The aluminum paint pops, the 2Ds there are probably, I don't know, it just really stands out. His helmet is the only part that I wish was a little bit better. It doesn't really match. It's kind of just like a very dark black painted helmet, but nonetheless, it's amazing. So how the accessories work on this. Here's the Matt Murdock head, and I believe we've gotten this before. I don't know what release we got it with, but yeah, this is definitely a re-release. I would have preferred this to be battle damage because I think that really matches with the armored better, but it looks good. You got the red glasses, the red hair, nice texturing on the hair. Not much to talk about. For the other accessories, we have this his batons, which we've definitely seen before. It's got a little bit of a silver paint, which I believe came with the Mockingbird figure. And let's just show you his alternate hands. You got two alternate hands that you can switch out so that he can hold those. And if you don't want these on the back, you can remove those cuffs at the wrist, plop those on, and switch the cuffs out, and you can get a different, him holding different batons. We have the classic Max Dillon Electro figure, and although it looks really good, I was slightly disappointed we didn't get any more accessories other than the lightning hands, which we've got before, just different painted, obviously. I was really hoping that we'd get some lightning effects, like kind of Mysterio got those green mist effects. But nonetheless, it's a really good figure. They gave us a more bulkier Max Dillon, which I like. I believe this is the same body as the Daredevil, just without the plating. But it's pretty articulate for an Electro figure and definitely serves that retro look. I'm really excited that they've re-released the Electro because I actually saw it many times, but for some reason I never got the Space Venom Electro. I didn't like that they were using the Pizza Spider-Man mold. But yeah, and the head looks really good. You can kind of see that that kind of like crazy-eyed resemblance of Max Dillon. Behind it, it's pretty bland. But you do have the lightning effect on the front. It's not a lot to talk about. You got those lightning bling, and the pretty basic paint. But overall, it really captures the retro Electro look, and I'm really excited. I'm really happy that we got this figure in the wave. Don't get me wrong. Like, although I'm griping about it, this is still would be a above average figure in a Marvel Legends wave, in any other wave. Stacy figure, and although I really love this action figure, like it's really cool and comic accurate, I have a huge gripe about it. Although I'm sure this is comic accurate, please don't give us these feet anymore, Hasbro. They're just impossible to pose. I'm really bad at posing them. I'm probably just not good at posing, but I don't know. I just don't like those feet. But other than that, the figure is really sweet. Comes with some awesome accessories. You got a binder, blue binder, and a Midtown Tech textbook. And you know what? I really like that. Oh, and it comes with a Daily Bugle newspaper. I like that they're expanding on our accessories, because I feel like sometimes the accessories can be really bland in a wave, and I don't really like them. So I'm glad that we're getting more accessories. This figure is definitely more of an accessory figure. I I haven't found my MJ figure yet because I'm still unpacking everything. But this MJ head sculpt is very nice. You get those, I don't know, especially the texture for the hair looks really nice. And you kind of got that shading in, that shadowing. I'm probably going to switch this head out with the MJ figure you get with the MJ and Peter 2-pack. But yeah, I really like that head sculpt. Other than that, the Gwen Stacy figure, the jacket's really nice, really stands out, that green jacket with the black shirt. You got the purple skirt, which not really too crazy, it's pretty standard. But yeah, and then you got that Gwen Stacy head sculpt, which I will definitely be trying to pop onto my Spider-Gwen. I hope it works because I don't really like the head sculpt they gave us for Gwen Stacy on the Spider-Gwen. From the, which wave was that? That was the Absorbing Man wave, right. That was a while ago. But yeah, so very excited to have this figure also in my collection. I think this is definitely going to be the underrated figure of the set. However, it doesn't rank super highly with me just because of the feet and because the rest of the figures in the wave are absolutely outstanding. And so is she. Just very good wave, so very hard competition. The figure you've all been waiting for, Norman Osborn's Green Goblin.
Those eyes! Those horrible yellow eyes!
The Green Goblin figure is absolutely outstanding. It actually grew on me and grew higher in the list over the days I was posing it. You not only get this very textured, now the green, I'll show comparisons in the photos at the end of the video. The Green Goblin we got with the Sandman Build-A-Figure, I think that's the set it came with, was just, it was horrible. Dark green, it was terrible. I thought actually when I first got it that the face of Green Goblin, I had gotten a broken one because of how messed up it looked. And I'll show you a photo of him later. But yeah, you get this very bright, vibrant figure with this super green, like texturing. What does it feel like? I mean, like lizard skin. And then you get that very green, very creepy looking face with those piercing eyes and that big smile. It reminds me a lot of the Spectacular Spider-Man Green Goblin. Huge ears, very purple, very pink, got bomb bag, and yeah, I don't know, this figure just looks amazing, and it's the exact same articulation as the last one, but it just feels better when you're using a lot better of a Green Goblin figure. Now, I can't remember if the glider is the same or not, but I will show you the glider right now. The glider on the Goblin figure has kind of got this like bluish color to it. It's very different to the Hobgoblin figure, which I really like. They will look, I cannot wait to pose those together. They're going to look awesome. But yeah, you kind of get that like dark steelish blue, which looks really good. And it sits on the figure's feet very well. So the head sculpt is pretty difficult to put on, but definitely worth it. Looks really awesome. Here's the Norman Osborn head sculpt. It does have kind of like a paint app missing there, but it's whatever. The hair's textured. Does definitely remind me a lot of the 1996 animation with the hair. Brown hair, kind of Norman Osborn, rich smirk. Very nice looking face, and it just looks great with the Goblin figure. It really does remind me of the cartoon, which I think is what they captured, the cartoon and the comic book, and overall ranked way higher than I expected on the list. Other than that, it comes with this pumpkin bomb, which we have seen a couple times. It's just a slight repaint, so it's a little more vibrant to the figure. So here is the final ranking. We're going to go from worst to best, and I don't even like to say worst because every figure in this wave went above and beyond and made me extremely happy. Not only that, there was a ton of nostalgia involved, so let's just get right to it. So the last figure you can probably expect is going to be Gwen Stacy, just for the fact that you get those really annoying feet that don't really like to stand very well. And, I mean, it's just the least epic figure in the set. I love that we're getting a comic-accurate Gwen with that Mary Jane head sculpt. Don't get me wrong, I'm very excited to add it to my collection, but this is just a very good wave, so it has a lot of competition. So the next figure, which might surprise you in the set that I am putting here, is Daredevil. Yeah, I love the Daredevil figure, like, amazing figure, and again, a lot of competition in this wave. Normally, that would be ranked much higher for me, but again, it's just so much competition. I don't think it didn't compete, although it has more accessories than someone like Electro. I just get more excited when I look at the other figures, and I just can't really explain that. Okay, so the next figure, I think you'll be able to guess. The next figure in the wave is Electro. Really, the only thing that bumped it up for me was it just felt like such a new figure, even though it was an older body mold, like something we haven't seen before. I really like how the colors really pop on him, and I don't know, I'm a big fan of Electro, so there might be some slight bias there, but again, this is my ranking, so whatever. So the next figure, I'm not sure if you guys will guess this one, but the next figure in third place, definitely a classic, is, I'm just trying to put Well, now you're going to know who he is. It's Green Goblin. I'm just trying to put a pumpkin bomb in his hand. And it's not listening. Well, you don't need a pumpkin bomb then. But yeah, so Green Goblin. The reason this is third is because it just looks amazing. Like, looking at it remotely, it just looks fantastic. I mean, everything about the figure screams Spider-Man villain. Very Spider-Man villain. And yeah, I'm really excited to have the figure. Sorry, Gwen looked like she was going to fall. Alright, second place. I think you guys will be able to guess this one. It's going to have to go to the Peter Parker figure. Just for the fact that the Peter Parker figure really gave me some nostalgia. I remember when I was little, like really little, and my mom bought me a spectacular Spider-Man figure with the unmasked Peter Parker, and I was super excited. I still have that figure somewhere. But yeah, it gave me a lot of nostalgia, and and again, it's probably biased, but I thought this was such an original figure, and I was so excited to add it to the collection. And such an articulated Peter Parker, which I did not expect. Okay, so obviously you know who the first figure in the wave is. It's the one and only Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. And just for the fact that this was literally one of the best Marvel Legends I've ever had in hand, it feels amazing to pose and articulate. It looks great, the colors pop. And I'm honestly, genuinely, once I've moved in, so excited to put it on my shelves with all my other Spider-Man villains. Alright guys, so that's going to have to cut it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around in my absence on my YouTube channel. I am not gone. I'm just super busy, but hopefully I'll be getting more regular content coming for you guys. Guys, if you want to see some future videos like a Commander Blee Black Series review, or a Plo Koon Black Series review, a Taskmaster Marvel Legends review, a Red Hulk Marvel Legends review, a Off-World Hulk, or is that what it's called? Legends review. I don't know. I just bought it like a week and a half ago. I haven't opened it. Anyways, guys, if you want to see those reviews, hit subscribe. I'll hopefully be getting the new Black Series wave soon. Not sure when, like the new Series 3 figures. Probably should get a job because I'm pretty broke. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!